Welcome back, painting friends. Today we're going to paint a great picture of a sunset with a tree and a girl. Colors: yellow, pink, purple, black, and white. Easy color palette today. I have my favorite 4 brushes in the studio with me always: my 1-inch flat brush, my 10, 6, and 1 round brush. Don't forget to have a cup of water and a rag for keeping your brushes clean. So let's get started. I'm going to start off by painting some white just kind of in the middle of my canvas. And then I'm going to start down here at the base of my canvas by adding in some yellow. And I'm just going to kind of make like an arched line and adding this yellow in. I'm then going to wipe my brush off. I don't have to wash it off. I'm going to grab some pink and I'm going to do my next layer in pink. And that pink's going to go up pretty high. And I'm just going to kind of mix this yellow and pink together. Pull some of that pink into the yellow, pull some of that yellow into the pink. And then I'm going to add purple up here, and I'm going to kind of keep my edges a really dark purple, so I didn't have any white paint on those. And I'm going to bring that purple on down, letting it get a little bit lighter, and I'm going to mix it in with that pink. Now, I'm going to just set that brush aside and I'm going to find my number 10 round brush. I'm going to grab some black paint. With that black paint, I'm just going to make a gentle little bumpy hill that kind of comes right through here. Everything underneath that I could just go ahead and paint in black. And then we are going to let this dry. When we come back, we're going to add in the girl and the tree. With a dry background, I'm going to go ahead and lay my person out first, and she's going to be right down here. I'm just going to start by making like a letter T, okay? Think about this as like the shoulders and the backbone. From there, I'm going to put an oval on the top. And then I'm just going to make a curved line at the end of the letter T. Go ahead and paint that in. And then I'm going to make one arm coming right down here, and I'm going to go in towards an elbow, so it looks like there's an arm coming out, but it's going to kind of get a little bit smaller. And then the second one's going to start on there and just kind of do the same thing towards the ground. And this one right here is going to start the same way, so 2 little curved lines, then it's going to kind of go into her lap. I keep saying her because I'm going to add some little flowy hair coming off of here. So now that that's finished, I'm also going to take a little bit of white and yellow paint on my finger, and just right above her, I'm just going to make a small little sun kind of going down into the horizon. And then I'm going to go in with my trees. So my first tree, I really want it to be kind of like a funky, gnarly tree kind of coming out of the side of this rock. I'm just going to kind of go in here with a bumpy line. Same thing all the way up. We're going to make a couple of branches. I might make one that kind of comes up this way, maybe like Y's off. Another one that just kind of comes back over here. You don't have to make all of these have letter Y's to them. Some of them you can kind of play with a little bit more and have them have more branches on them. I always like to finish my branches by kind of coming back from the end just to kind of clean it up. So you start at the very end of your branch and you just kind of bring the brush back through. Let's just go ahead and fill this tree in with olive black. And then we're going to make some little root systems out here. So just a couple of little lines that connect to the tree that you can kind of still see some of the sky in between them. Now, these trees are going to be a weeping willow. And so each of these branches, we're going to have them kind of curve at the end going downward. Okay. So all of these branches that we put on here, we're going to make them curve, be going downward. So all the ones on this side are going to, most of them are going to curve to the left. Most of these are going to curve to the right. If you have another branch like this where there's like a little Y coming off of it, of course you can always curve it going the opposite direction down that way. And we are going to add quite a few branches on here. So we're just going to go through and we're just going to start to fill this up with some curved branches. Now what's really fun about this is we are going to start to take small little lines that just drop down, straight down from the branches. And they don't have to all be on branches. They don't all have to be the same length, okay? But you can just go through here and you can just drop lines down. Again, they could be at all different lengths, all different distances from the top. Some might be longer. You might have 2 or 3 on each branch, but you do want to make sure that each tip of a branch has at least one coming off of it. So every one of these tips has to at least have one, but then after that, you just fill it in, making sure you don't cover over your girl too much, making sure you can still see a lot of that sunset. Last little thing I want to add on here is I just want to add a couple of birds in the background. So I'm just going to do, super, super, super simple shapes. 2 little curved lines. We want to make one that looks like it's got a little bit of a different wing pattern. And there you have it. Super simple yet gorgeous painting. When you're finished, make sure you find a color that's going to show up on your canvas and sign your name. Remember, I never get to see what you're painting at home unless you take a picture of it and post it to our Facebook page, Painting with Purpose. Make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Painting with Purpose, so you're kept up to date on all of the tutorials. And remember, as always, stay kind, stay creative, and stay safe. Have a great day, friends. Bye now.